Feel bad for you. You're an idiot. You're obviously an idiot.
North Florida Sports Network. Hey, welcome back. It's the North Florida Sports Network instant reaction to what is another FSU loss. This one was worse. The way worse.
Yeah.
Because BC just took the knee.
That's their first game of the season.
They're just taking the knee.
Taking a knee. Victory
and they could have scored easily. But no, they felt sorry. They didn't want to do that. They didn't need to. They win 28-13.
Team is bad, man. Team is bad. Yeah, they're not good.
I can't believe they were ranked. I can't believe the spread was what it was.
Well, I mean,
no, I just can't.
People that cover college football, they're not around every day at every school. Like, I mean, I can see how they got fooled a little bit thinking that, we thought Florida State would be a little bit better than this.
Right.
They look like they should be good, but they're not.
This is paper.
They suck.
I mean, this whole roster.
This team sucks, dude.
Like, if we patch it together on paper, it's done nothing but
I don't know, man.
Shit to bed.
Yeah. Everything about the first two games is pretty awful. I'm looking to see
goddamn mad at shit.
Yeah. Positives. Our punter is pretty good.
Yeah, but no. We're not going to use that.
No, we're not going to use that when it counts. We're going to go for it.
Opening fucking drive in the second half.
We're going to go for it.
We're going to
hand them a fucking touchdown.
And then throw an interception.
Yeah.
And they're going to run it back to first and goal.
Yeah.
That's almost like, no, Norvell made a bad decision and DJ was like, well, hold my beer.
Right.
Watch this. I'm going to fling it out there and get it pick six. That's when the crowd started chanting for Brock Glenn.
Yeah, I kind of feel a little bad for DJ that he's got to go through that shit again. But I mean, dude, at this point,
he was in a train wreck. I don't think he ever comes here.
At this point, he is who he is. He looks good at times. He'll unleash it and throw a good ball. But, the other 50% of the time, he's throwing it in the dirt. He's missing guys that are wide open.
Grounding because he threw it away. Too good.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you got to throw it at least at his feet, bro. You can't throw it at your feet. You got to throw it at the receiver's feet.
Game was over at that point.
No, I know, but it's the little things. I'm just saying. It's when it, even the decision,
right.
You see quarterbacks throw the ball away better than that. He throws the ball away terribly. He spikes it in the ground where it's like, well, that's intentional grounding.
It's
because it is.
So we're sitting here. It's 1 week into the season. We're already 0-2.
0-2 in the conference.
Season is over.
Yeah, benching.
Season is over.
But he's not going to.
No, I don't think he will. You got an off week. I think he's going to use that as an excuse to, all right, we're going to see what he's got. We're going to keep going, blah, blah, blah. We're going to lose to Memphis in a couple of weeks. We'll be sitting at 0-3 and going on the road to SMU. Do you start Brock Glenn on the road? Probably not. Do you start him against Clemson? I mean, that's another big, how many losses pile up before you finally shelf the DJ experiment?
Well,
we're not winning any games, man. We're not winning any games. We might beat Charleston Southern.
Honestly, that sounds funny and you think it's a joke, but when you look at it, that might be true. I mean, this team.
No, these were two teams that we were penciled in to beat.
Well, yeah.
And we just got pushed around by them.
The season has to play out.
Man,
this team's been 0-2 before in 89. We were little kids.
Whatever, dude. No. They didn't get beat like this. All right, they lost to Brett Favre and a really good Clemson team. We just got our asses kicked by 2 8-4 at best ACC teams. Pushed around in the trenches. This team sucks. They are not going to win more than 3 games this season. This is what's going to play out. this team is going to be really bad this year. Next year is going to be, it's going to be hyped up. All right, we got guys coming back, Brock Glenn or whoever's going to be the quarterback. We'll see. And then by 2026, if this shit doesn't look like 2023, we're going to be talking about who the next coach is.
I'm goddamn mad at shit.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, man. It's a very small window in college football. You look at...
How did it get so bad?
Because they went all in on the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I think their recruiting in high school has been dog shit.
And that's what that revealed its ass.
Right.
That dog shit came to play.
They missed on QB.
I don't mean to say it dog shit.
Well, it's not. They missed on QB. They missed on Chuba Purdy. They missed on AJ Duffy. Mm-hmm. That's two QBs that would have come next in line after Jordan Travis. So you got to go back into the portal.
Yep. And you took another chance, a flyer.
Right. You took a flyer on a guy that's got an NFL arm, but he's... he doesn't have it between the ears.
But another thing, though, that's not on DJ is this O-line.
Yeah, they're awful.
Being able to run the freaking ball.
They're awful.
We could not run the ball. What was it, like 200, almost 300 yards rushing for BC?
Right. We had something like 25.
Excuse me?
This is the grossest.
Oh.
Right. This is as bad as they've looked since 2020. Like, we're right back at where we were in 2020. Where he started. And so if this is the recipe with Norvell, if he's going to take 2-3 years to actually build a team that doesn't make you want to fucking punch yourself in the face every time you watch it play, like, that's not the guy that you keep at Florida State. That shit's not going to cut it. Like, you just...
Yeah, I haven't hit it.
Yeah. It's bad, man. It's bad. There's a lot of dead weight on this staff. There's people that, like guys that aren't doing their job.
It's the ease of how the first drives go. I mean, you see it.
You see the team. You see the defense shut down after they give up the first down of a drive. Mm-hmm. They come out, they try real hard.
There's no leadership.
Right. All the grown-ups left and went to the NFL.
Yep.
And nobody stepped up to replace it.
I mean, you can see it. All right. I ain't got Patrick Payton. Whatever, man. Like, good, nice play on first down and goal when you're losing by 2 scores. No,
Patrick Payton is a really good situational defensive end.
How about the leadership and getting back and hyping up your team or
right,
something?
And they scored a touchdown a play or two later. But you want to
go do your own celebration thing? I mean, it's just little things. This team sucks.
Yeah, they're not good.
They don't have the right dudes at the right spots that can make the differences. Because
they don't have the talent.
1-1 with an X and the 1-1 in it. That ain't doing nothing.
I'm going to be honest with you.
That's 0-2.
Like, yeah. And one of the touchdowns.
How many sacks?
One of the touchdowns coming on a miscommunication between two upperclassmen that have been playing in this defense. Like, that's the kind of shit that can't happen.
Sean Ward.
Yeah.
Was able to just run all over.
Yeah, when Cypress and Shaheem Brown couldn't figure out who was covering who, and you go back to the same shit that was rearing its head in 2022. Like, the 19-game winning streak was great, man. It was a great experience. We got screwed in the playoffs. It sucked. Jordan Travis got hurt, but that could very well end up being the legacy of Mike Norvell at FSU. It's like he did really well for a while when he had Jordan Travis at quarterback, but this guy just ain't it, man. And this team looks terrible.
That was a bad loss.
They look poorly coached. They look unprepared. They don't even look like they give a shit half of the time.
This roster, man, that you said that was loaded on the lines of scrimmage.
Right.
You're getting pushed around.
Yeah,
2 straight games.
We expected big things.
2 straight games. Nobody expected to get pushed around. Now, it would have been a story if they were like, hey, they gave up maybe 150 yards each week. They're not as dominant as we thought. But no, they're getting 150 yards each half.
Yeah, it's bad. I will say with the running game, like linebackers have to be part of that, and the linebackers they're just not good, man.
And they're not. And
there's nobody.
There's no linebackers. There's none. They went and got some SEC flyers.
Right.
There hasn't been any recruiting at that position.
No, Randy Shannon doesn't do anything. He does nothing. The
defensive line.
Blake Nicholson is here.
It's been patchwork, and you look at it with Verse. You look at it with Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah.
You look at it with. I mean, they've been just filling it in through the transfer portal. There hasn't been a homegrown guy. Well, and this year's batch sucks. Marvin Jones Jr. hadn't done a damn thing.
Right, and you missed in the high school ranks, so there's nothing there to cushion that blow when there's nothing in the transfer portal, or when you don't want to go and pay to get the top. When the best defensive end goes to Miami instead. Like that. That's
Miami. What? I don't even want to know about that game.
Dude, this Florida State team sucks. Like it's not gonna beat anybody. This is one of the it'll be
one of the worst teams ever.
Right. It'll be probably like if COVID had 12 games. If 2020 had a 12-game season, we probably would have been like 4-8, 3-9. Some shit like that. Like that'll be what this year is.
Yeah.
The real thing becomes like, at what point do you just pull the plug on some of the guys that you're starting and start playing some of the younger kids to see like can these kids even play?
Well,
I mean, we play Memphis in 2 weeks.
We got a bye week.
Right. You're gonna start DJ.
You think so?
Yeah. You're not gonna pull him yet.
We should.
You should.
You should.
And
do
you're
it.
going to lose to Memphis.
Absolutely.
Right. You should, and you're going to lose to Memphis.
What are you doing? What are you doing by playing him? What is it like? What benefit? I guess winning the game. Right? Do you not have faith that either of your backups can win the game? Because what is DJ making up for on your roster? Like what is he like? Oh wait, he's making up for the lack of this. No, there's no lack of this. So you might as well get
nothing.
You might as well let your battle-tested guys that you have play the freaking young guys with the young quarterback.
Well, I mean, at this point,
not?
You're sitting at 0-2.
That's what I'm doing in the bye week.
What do wins even mean at this point?
I'm playing the young guys. I'm playing the young quarterback. You have to get together with the guys that you have.
Yeah,
you have Glenn. You have Cromenhoek.
I don't think he's going to do it yet. I think he's going to lose a couple more games, and
because that's the new age, and I'm thinking on, where you can't just transfer and go to a new team no matter what every year. So that still isn't really sat in yet. So
right, and
so
we need to talk about that as well. Like they chose to, Norvell and the staff and the program chose to invest in the kids that were already here, primarily on the defensive side of the ball, instead of just continue to go and look through the transfer portal.
Right.
This year it bit him in the ass, man.
Right. Like that D-line ain't shit.
Nah, it's just not.
Jackson and Farmer are not the answer.
No, they're not.
They can compliment when they have a freak of a guy like Verse or Fisk, but you saw Fisk getting more playing time.
Yeah.
Farmer came out and played early in the games, but when the games were on the line.
I think Farmer is a guy that's a great third defensive tackle, man.
Right.
He's a great guy that's coming off the bench to spell the starters.
These guys are not difference makers.
No, nobody's making plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Nobody.
A chance at an interception is dropped. Fumble.
The plays that I've seen Pat Payton make are very insignificant, and I just don't think he's done anything.
Well, he is what he is, man. He's a guy who's
been relied upon as being a dude every down. He can't be that guy.
No, he's not. And it comes down to they just got to upgrade the talent top to bottom. I don't know if this guy's going to be the guy to do it, man. He's got a few years because you committed to him. Everybody
just got signed up.
Yeah. And this is bad, man. Like, people are pissed.
It should be.
Yeah, they should be. 0-2, you've looked like shit both weeks. Like, there's no reason. Like, for me, there's no reason to expect Boston College or Georgia Tech to really be anything significant in the ACC.
The way I talked about Georgia Tech makes me look stupid because now Boston College look way better than Georgia Tech.
Dude, I think the worst is yet to come. Like, we're going to play better teams from this conference like Clemson and Miami, and it's going to be fucking embarrassing. And, like, at what point, that's my thing, is right now we're sitting here like, oh, man, Norvell's got 3 years tops, like, or 3 years at minimum, maybe 4. But at what point, like, as we lose week to week, do you start to really feel the heat? Like, dude, this guy might not make it through next year if he doesn't turn it around quickly.
This is a punch in the nuts, man. Shotgun to the dick.
Yeah. Well, it was the experiment.
I'm goddamn madder than shit.
I was excited to see the experiment because you can see the talent that DJ has. But man,
with everything, man, they went all in on the portal, and you were kind of banking to see like, well, let's see what the guys that we got. The high school ranks.
The O-line is where it's why you didn't get Cam Ward.
Yeah,
he looked at the O-line.
And
he wanted to go to a team that could keep him up. Man, he had all day to throw.
He knows what's up, dude. He doesn't want to come play behind this offensive line.
And then that's why.
And I'll say this about Alex Atkins: like, he did. Like, when he came in, we needed bodies. We needed guys that could actually make the offensive line not be complete dumpster fire. And he did a pretty good job at that.
Now we just have like dudes that aren't doing anything. They're just like that. They're like, but it is.
Well, I'll go one.
When you're trying to be relied upon now,
right? Robert Scott, I don't think he can play football anymore. Darius Washington, he's not a tackle. He's horrible at tackle.
So let's see the young guys.
Yeah, I'm done with that experiment. Like, you're talking about two guys that could probably, Washington could probably be your best guard.
Yeah, I haven't hit it. Okay.
And instead we're playing him at tackle. We're putting guys like Ferguson and Keandre Jones and Richie Leonard, who are cast-offs from other programs. Like, that's another problem. We're relying on kids that were determined, like, well, you're not going to start here, but you can go to Florida State and start. And that shit's got to stop, man. Like, it's time to start getting kids that are actually coveted and actually, people think they can play at this level, stuff like that. Like, not kids that another program deemed, well, you're good, but you're not that good. So if you want to leave,
16 and a half before kickoff.
Oh,
I how did I not bet my whole life savings?
Some people did. Some people
should have. That's like stealing. And even for an optimistic FSU fan, there's no way that you could have thought that we're going to smoke them. I guess they did. There was enough idiots putting enough money on it for that to happen.
You know what? I hope some FSU money people put money on us not covering that and got rich and start,
Yeah. Florida State itself
start buying some players.
Should have started putting a bet in.
For real.
They should have put everything in the endowment.
Bet everything. Every single dollar of endowment.
We're going to try to win the game at all costs, but we know for a fact that we're not winning by 16.
We got to get rich. Let's go
by 3 possessions.
Jesus,
that's pretty much what they said. We're winning by 3 possessions. Under that is the bet.
Right.
Oh my God.
So we start talking now. Like, will this be the worst Florida State?
And then let me say, and then and the same night we're saying that 21 of 42 for DJU. 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, sacked 3 times.
He threw it 42 times.
Yeah, because we didn't run the damn ball at all. We had 3 rushes for Cam Davis for 11 yards. It was our leading rusher. Let that sink in.
So
that's your leading rusher on the night. Roy Del Williams had 3 carries for 10 yards. Toafili had 1 carry for 5 yards.
Yeah, all right.
Holmes had 1 carry for 0 yards.
Right. There's definitely not.
And DJ ran the ball 8 times for -5 yards. So that rushing yards count for sacks in the NFL. I mean, in the NFL, it's passing yards, but so he had all of his yards were negated by sacks. Receiving, Portier had a touchdown.
I just like at this point, like, what about this game that you just watched?
Nothing
would inspire any confidence that this coaching staff knows what the hell they're doing.
Well, I just want to know they gave it to Kai Robichaux 19 times for 85 yards.
Right. That's a big
and then
dude.
They have Trayshawn Ward get it for 12 times for 77 yards.
Well, you knew what they're... of course they're going to run the ball. Of course they're going to run the ball.
Then the quarterback, 14 carries for 73
Once again,
yards.
we see...
That is just all day long.
Dude, once again, we see Patrick Payton and Marvin Jones on the field at the same time.
They did not.
Which
anything. Trayshawn Ward was their leading receiver with 3 catches.
No, they didn't throw the ball.
They didn't throw the ball to receiver.
We're not throwing the ball. Listen, the only players that can play on Florida State's defense are in the secondary.
So a team that was touted to have the strengths of it being the run game and the defense against the run are absolutely
the glaring weakness.
Absolutely dominated.
Has a ton of them.
Look at the stats. I mean, look at the damn stats.
Yeah.
Holy goodness.
Yeah, this team's in big trouble. I mean, it's going to be painful all season. It's going to suck to watch. You're probably losing to Memphis, SMU, Clemson, whoever else, man. I don't. Who are they going to beat at this point?
Charleston?
Maybe, yeah. You might sneak up and get somebody in the ACC, win 2 games. But
well, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that's figured out in the offseason, in the bye week. Is it this bad? How?
I
Jordan
mean,
Travis was that good. Jared Verse was that good. Braden Fisk was that good.
Yeah, you had them. You had
when you roll the dice in the transfer portal, you hit, and the guys Fisk, that you got this year are not.
Verse,
Riley.
You had Fabian Lovett. You had Deloach, Bethune. You had guys in the secondary. You had guys holding other guys accountable. Now the leaders in the locker room are kids that have jumped in the transfer portal for the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
You know,
your guy on defense was just in the portal to go to Colorado. That's the guy with the microphone.
Right.
So where's the leadership? Where's the guys that you recruited?
That's what I'm saying. And
they're not there.
You know, you got a guy, Josh Farmer,
they're not there. Where's the blue chip recruit?
Here's my whole thing. I'm going to just pose a hypothetical. You know, now that Rodney Hill, his whole story came out, and he found himself in the transfer portal, unbeknownst to him, thanks to, you know, just what his parents were doing. You know, do you think back to when we had a player in the transfer portal in the offseason and he just kind of ended up coming back to the team? Like, that's the kind of shit that bleeds over in the locker room. You know, why is one guy immediately in the transfer portal and he's not coming back and he's got to leave, but somebody else is allowed to, you know.
Right.
Like,
So you're saying why is the linebacker Lundy allowed?
No, I'm not even talking about Lundy. This is along the defensive front, man. This is a kid that didn't even leave. This is a kid that just all of a sudden he was in the transfer portal, and then after the deadline, he just wasn't anymore. He was still on the team. You know, the whole thing just, you know, this roster
6 punts.
Yeah, this roster just sucks, man. It's not a good mix. Team's not going to be good. Games are going to be frustrating.
293 total yards to 380 for Boston College.
Right.
68 plays to 58. Boston College averaged 5.6 yards per play to 5.1 for Florida State, but net yards rushing 274 to 21. 274 to 21.
That's what, like, That's what's concerning to me.
16 rushes.
Is that what happens when you don't have a quarterback that is a Jordan Travis? You know, that may only have one strength. You know, they got a really good arm, or they, you know, I don't know, man. I got a lot of questions about this whole staff and everything going forward. I don't think it's going to last.
Well, how could
it? I think in a few years.
It's a money game, man.
Yeah,
it's talking about 20 million roster. Pick the right guy. You got to pick the right guy.
Right.
It's like, well, yeah.
And it's a
It's a lot easier when you have more money.
You had your window
to take more chances. You had your win. You had
your
1 year.
Yeah, you had your window. You went all in injured for last year,
and you should have never played them in that North Alabama, whatever Alabama State.
I mean, it's hindsight. I wouldn't.
Sorry, but you're down 14-0 in the game.
You play one or two series, man. If you're still down, let me tell you something. If you're down at the end of the third quarter and you're still losing, then hey, bring them back in.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what?
Yeah.
You're not going to break his ankle in this game. If he breaks his ankle in Florida, oh well, dude.
21 of 42.
Yeah, DJ's just not good, man. I mean,
but Polar Pop, man, go get you a Polar Pop.
Right. I hate to bag on a kid, and I mean, I'm he's doing the same thing Mackenzie Milton did.
Right.
Sees an opportunity for himself.
Yep.
Continue to cash in because I ain't playing in the NFL. I ain't playing in the NFL. I already know it. Like, I don't even like playing football, really. But I'm going to cash in.
Yep.
You know, like I said.
That's why you got to move on.
No, it's like I said, dude. They have it between the ears or they don't. You can tell really early. Unless you're Mike Norvell. And you keep bringing these guys in.
This guy just doesn't run with, like, he never pulls it down and runs enough. Honestly,
I don't understand.
If he cared more, like, I mean, he would. He's just not giving it up.
He ain't running.
He's doing what he like.
DJ isn't running. That shit isn't happening. This whole read option and like that, like he's never pulling it down and taking it and trying to get yards and anything like that. Like that's my whole thing about Brock Glenn. It's like that guy's going to try to get a first down no matter what.
You got to find out who you got.
Yeah.
And this could be a valuable experience for those guys moving forward. But DJ offers you nothing.
It's gonna have to be.
Whether you're gonna have, so you're gonna go through these lumps again next year with these guys you already have. So might as well. You tried it, man. You had 2 games against 2 conference opponents that were winnable. Turning guys, but you should win. So we brought in a vet, so we could win the game. And you're
supposed to be able to win these games,
and you didn't get the job done. Not even close.
You failed miserably. Like these are 2 back-to-back failures, and now you're going into the bye week, and you got to reset everything. But listen, if we're gonna lose most of the games this year, I would rather lose with the guys that are going to be on the team next year.
Right.
Like. Why are we, there's no point to continue to play DJ. There's no point to either DJ. Like, why are we playing DJ Lundy? Why are we playing guys that are that we know cannot get it done? I don't know, man. You goddamn mattered and shit.
Yeah.
It's whatever, man. You know, the Taggart experience prepared us for everything. We're gonna suck bad this year.
Man, dude, it just went
right.
Shoop. Right. I mean, they screwed us. They took the heart of the program out.
That is what it is, man. A couple years, things change, you know.
But we're still reeling. Listen, just like all the coverage they said about when they were before the game started, what they said about last year's team. They brought up the bowl game.
Well, this season was
like that team that went undefeated.
Jump Street. Listen, like we got.
Yeah, you're still.
We have a stadium that is not complete.
You have a stadium that's under construction, which they didn't say a damn thing about through the broadcast.
Yeah, of course they won't. You know,
I mean, like they didn't even say one word about they're in the middle of a remodel.
Team that
let's show the plans off. Nope. Yeah. Because we're suing you guys. And it all changed. There's been all kinds of stuff. You can tell. You're not going to get a damn call all year long. I was telling them, like, unless it's like something obvious that a non-football fan could tell, you're not getting it.
Did they have a penalty? Did BC get a penalty?
They had one, but it was one of those obvious. It was like a punt
was
interference.
that kick catch interference?
It was really obvious.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You got to let them have those.
No holding or anything.
You're not going to get any holdings, motions,
no,
anything like that.
Shit. They ain't calling shit for it. This team, this season's gonna suck. FSU fans.
Yeah, but Florida State didn't do any favors by the way they executed, and they can't stop the run at all.
No, they can't. They chose to spend money and retain players when what they should have done is probably go out and try to upgrade talent again.
Yeah, just shows you a new era of what kind of sport this is.
Right. When you have a coaching staff that can't recruit from the high school ranks, you're gonna have to just play a transfer portal.
And this is coming from where you have Georgia, who has like all the best high school guys, who went and got 11 guys this year and did what we had to do just to keep it afloat.
Right. So, you got to supplement it, man.
We got more to talk about. We'll talk to you next time right here, North Florida Sports Network.
We suck.
I'm goddamn madder than shit.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our